What's popping, as they say. It is week 8. Recording this much later, of course. Trying to knock these out because the season is drawing to a close. And I don't want to have a big backlog of them. But yes, our opponent is the Florence Fleur Cannons. It does have the Magirna and the Deoxys attack. Now, that would be horrifying, but fortunately I have Ho-Oh, who is absolutely perfect to counter Magirna. Don't believe it can touch it. So that's amazing. Needs a whole bunch of stored power boost, I think, to do anything, and then I just hit it back really quick with the Sacred Fire. Yeah, and Deoxys is scary. I'm gonna have to multi-mon counter that. But it dies to most anything, so I should have, What? I thought I had Water Shuriken this time. No, I lied. I have Shadow Sneak. Okay, yeah, that's even better. So that's cool. And didn't really need an item on my Greninja this time around. Cool EV spread. Focus Sash, Rash Nature. So yeah, that's cool. His team is very beautiful. I love seeing Venomoth here, and could be a big problem, to be honest. Yeah, really like looking at this team with a Venomoth here down in particular. Don't know why. Just a cool Pokemon, and you hope to see it put in work, but not against me. But spoilers, it comes. We also gonna deal with the Landers pretty easily with the Greninja. Not gonna rely on Ho-Oh to do anything to it. You have a tiny bit of speed for min speed. Yeah, we've also got a Shift Gear Encore. I mean, Encore doesn't really do much. I kind of just threw that on there because it's Shift Gear, Silk Scarf, Terra Normal, Boom Burst. Doesn't have a Ghost type, unlikely to Terra into a Ghost type. Broad Discharge for the only Pokemon that really gives that trouble, which is the Slowbro. And I guess the Magirna as well. Yeah, especially with the Calm Minds up. And this guy, or the Glamora. Not, too big a worry there, though. I mean, it doesn't actually get, Terra Boom Burst trouble with Silk Scarf. But the Shift Gear is just, it's just agility there, and yeah, because I wanted the damage with the Silk Scarf and the modest nature, so didn't want to. Also, that's the only way to get over everything. I find getting over everything to be really important, or most everything. Just running with Scarf a lot. I have to switch that up though. I believe I will this coming week. When this drops. And we have Hydreigon. And is that Modest? Yeah. Modest does a lot of damage to everything. Get the Earth Power. And the nice defog on there. Classic set. Ho-Oh, nothing special, just boots. Scarf Treads with the Mega Horn is nice and special. Obviously, I'm looking back here, but Mega Horn good for Slowbro, Weavile, and non-Terra Serena. And COFAGRIGUS is our Terra Captain this week. Well, actually, we have 2 Terra Captains, but I'm more likely to want a Terra Texture Sleep probably. But we got the Terra Dark. Good surprise for Deoxys, which could be scary. To be immune to Psycho Boost. And Shadow Ball will then take that out. And then I'll also have the Colbur Berry for, knockoff from it. Also from Weavile. And then Kentera Dark after. Pretty cool paint split up. Can, haze a number of different Pokemon. In particular, Venomoth. And also Magearna if we are in position. But then, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be the squad, and let's hop right into it. Okay, so what don't we see? We see our top 3 mons. We don't see Weavile. We do not see Glamora, Mega Slowbro. That's good. I didn't really want to see that. And then Tauros. These things are always a problem. Like they are always like under tiered. I'm feeling maybe like I should start like advocating for them to be tiered higher because they have really good stats. Their typing is good. They have multiple sets. Like they can run Scarf like so easily, and even like Band. But like the sub bulk up is very common on them, and that's not an easy set to deal with. The rock coverage is really important for it always, especially versus Ho-Oh in my instance. But I don't have to worry about it. Unfortunately, I do have to worry about Venomoth, yeah, gonna have to play to my outs there. I've got Focus Sash and Haze on COFAGRIGUS, and have to utilize my choice scarfs appropriately there. I think I've got Resist depending on what his Terra type is, and excuse me, just big Spadef on Ho-Oh. Like, it doesn't look scary on paper, but, with Terra and Quiver Dance. Yeah, I mean, remember, like, Oricorio last season? Yeah, so, gonna have to worry about that. Okay, so we're just gonna lead off with one of our Scarfers. Obviously, the easier choice is the one with U-turn rather than Volt Switch. Because, indeed, we do see the Landorus. Now, I think that the move here, because he can't really do much to me, he can't EQ obviously, he can U-turn, but even like with Ban, that's not going to knock me out, and he's probably not going to be banned, just because it's not a very good Landorus set. So I figure that damage on this is extremely valuable, and I am going to take it, and I'm going to get it. Big damage, big damage. Now, big damage on me, but I'm a Scarfer, and, like, I wasn't particularly looking forward to switching into, like, a superpower Deoxys attack or anything anyway, so I can come back in on it, but not, like, on it, like, come back in, like, over it, off of a sack or, free switch. So, in general, that is going to be fine. Nothing, I didn't really want to use this to switch in anything, and I can probably do it one more time on something like a Plasma Fist anyway. So, that is going to be great, very valuable for later. Free there, but Ho-Oh is very free, and he's just going to Focus Blast. I'm not really sure what he's predicting. Probably, yeah, the Iron Shreds, of course. But he's not going to get it, and I am going to get huge damage off. He doesn't have a switch-in. That's the other thing about Ho-Oh. Its switch-ins are so incredibly limited. He does not have one. He could maybe go ahead and sack Lando here. But then go into what? Like Zero Aura? Like, what was he going to use to counter Ho-Oh? Maybe, the Mega Slowbro could have maybe done something. But like at that point it's like a Toxic War, and I mean, I don't know, you figure out Glamora. I don't think it gets like Pain Split or anything. I know it doesn't get like Recover, I don't believe, but yeah, that'd be cool if they gave this thing Recover in a later gen. Could be very interesting draft Pokemon at that point. It already is. So, I mean, but and again, I've got like Earthquake. Like Toll is crazy. I don't have it this week, I don't think. Do I? Yes, I do. I do not have Brave Bird. I didn't feel the need for it. And so we're going to take huge damage on Magirna, which maybe even be the right play because Magirna is... like, what is it really doing in this matchup? Yeah, I mean... yeah, but yeah, huge damage. Don't get the burn, but that does not really matter. He was lefties, right? No, we didn't find out. Yeah. So we're gonna take it. Already we have huge chip on 2 very important Pokemon. And Volt Switch, even with the minus Spadef, is not gonna be worth anything. Gonna predict a rock type move. And even then, is my... no, it's Scarf. So he would have to pretty much predict my treads. I'm just not thinking he's gonna do it. I have, like, you know, other stuff I could do. I'm not thinking I switch in. I'm thinking, you know, fighting type move is possible, but, like, you know, if it hits treads, then I think do I live? Let's find out. I have good defense. And I actually did load this up to start this time. Yeah, okay. Psycho Boost. Low Kick is unlikely to knock me out, but that would be if he has no physical attack, so... and let's double check Superpower as well. Yeah, same deal. But at that point, you know, he has to actually make a play. I'm not going to go into, like, COFAGRIGUS or anything on a fighting type move. I'm just going to go into Iron Tread's still early. It's turn 3 on a rock type move. And it's going to work out. Good. And Life Orb? Oh, and he is just going to not predict the Scarf. I guess, yeah, Scarf Iron Treads is not that common. I've used it a couple times this season, but very valuable there. Very valuable there, because it knocks out his single biggest threat. Unfortunately, here comes his next biggest threat. Okay, so I'm not just going to Ice Spinner on this. That's not going to do enough. It's going to be very free. He's going to get like 3 up. 3 Quiver Dances up. So we are going to go COFAGRIGUS. Very fun to see. Battle of very low tier mons. This is a, I believe, E tier rather than a G tier. Let me double check that. No, I don't think I can. It doesn't say here. Does it? No, it is a G tier, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's his Godslayer. So one of the scarier ones for sure. But we have our big bulky ghost type with almost full Spadef. Maybe not almost full, but a ton of Spadef. Well, almost full Spadef, but not almost full HP. But yes, we are going to be able to take this thing on. Quiver Dances, okay. Sleep Powder, okay, so it's this set. Okay, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. You know, he really needs Terra Blast and then like maybe one other move. So we're gonna be asleep, but we're gonna burn 1 turn, eat that up, burn another turn, eat another one up. We need to wake up though. At that point, we would have, because obviously he's thinking he's Terra Blast Water. At that point, and by the way, we're gonna get a haze off. At that point, +1 Terra Blast Water and a Bug Buzz. You know, Ho-Oh can eat 1, but it's gonna get dicey at a certain point, and then like with the plus Spadef. And Iron Tread's not being able to do a whole lot to water. It's going to be, yeah. So we choose Haze. I believe that is the right play. We have to continue to play around with it. Yes. I mean, I could have, kept the sleep fodder and maybe gone Ho-Oh. To be honest, well, it is Tinted Lens, so... Yeah, I guess Bug Buzz is, because I can't actually resist it. I think I don't even remember if I calced with regards to that, but it's doing a lot of damage. He should be Terra Blast watering, I think, but he's not. Maybe he was trying to predict a Terra? Not sure. Yeah, but he decides to Bug Buzz. And, let's double check that Terra Blast water, actually. Venomicon. COFAGRIGUS. +1. Doing, yeah. Looks timid, I think. Could be modest, actually, I think. Maybe more likely timid. But, either way, comparable damage. And then, ooh. So there was nothing there. Alright, Terra Blast. Water. Is indeed doing less than the Bug Buzz. Oh yeah, of course. I'm so stupid. It's because it can't resist it. So, yeah, Bug Buzz will do more. Okay. But we get our haze off, and then we just get sleep powdered again. At that point, I was going to try and, like, pain split on, like, a Quiver Dance, I think, or just, sack. But he does get a sleep powder off, and this is... I knew that was coming. I wanted to sleep fodder this because it's low. So, yeah, then we are going to get our turn burnt, and we're going to go Ho-Oh. Because I don't have anything that can really knock this out in one hit. Toxtricity, I think, is too frail. We're going to double check that. Especially, and it just can't knock it out with, the +1 defense here. Especially if it's, actually, bulky rather than fast. So I didn't really want to deal with that. And I didn't really want to, just waste Toxtricity. But honestly, in retrospect, Toxtricity was the play. Because this is the mon to use Toxtricity on for sure. Nothing else is really that worried about it. I guess I wanted to, maybe like set up because Magearna was. I actually, now that I remember it, I was thinking a lot about winning with Toxtricity, because I believe it just wins if it gets the shift gear up, which it should on several Pokemon here. So, yeah, but we are gonna decide to Toxic on this, and we're playing with fire here. This is not ideal. I probably should have burnt Toxtricity. And at that point, he makes a good play, and he Quiver Dances on my switch out. That's a good predict. Because I was just trying to sack COFAGRIGUS. And then I would have probably gone Greninja or Toxtricity, because at that point he would have only been +1. And he's going to greed another one. Mistake, because I do wake up. That was my second sleep turn. But it was greed, it was chance. But it worked out for me. I did burn a sleep turn, right? No. I woke up after 1. I'm silly. Okay. And that's fantastic. Punished, greed. It was lucky that I woke up there though. But because if he was at +3, he was simply toxic. He was gonna do a lot. He was gonna run through me. Yeah. So I would have had to, like, play around, like, with like Ho-Oh and Iron Treads, I think. Yeah, but I mean, I had my Greninja Sash, but even then, like, not doing that much. He is toxic, so, and he doesn't have, a lot to work with, but I really should have burnt Toxtricity there. I did get lucky. I made a bad play and I got bailed out, and I used Hydreigon here because Iron Tread's the only thing guaranteed faster that can actually knock it out. Not worried about this Pokemon. And I've been missing a lot in prep. We're just like, I missed once in the real season, I think, already, and then like 3 times in prep. And that's, you need like a frickin' anti-crit or whatever for that to happen, like as far as a 20-sided dice goes. And then I get the predict right, and I spinner. It's pretty clear that he would use this, I think, and just in hopes that I EQ, and I just go Ho-Oh and win. You can't beat me at all. Yeah, definitely lucky this game. Venomoth was about to wreck me, and I should have burned my Toxtricity versus it, because let's say he probably wants to like attack. He can't, like, continually set up. He can't get like 3 up, which is what he would need to Oko Ho-Oh. Maybe even more. Yeah, so on that one turn on which I go Ho-Oh after sleep foddering COFAGRIGUS, I should go into Toxtricity and then just Boom Burst, no, not Boom Burst, and then just I could Terra Normal Boom Burst, actually. Wait a minute. Yeah, and then just Terra Normal Boom Burst. Because, yeah, it's not like I'm resisting with Bug Buzz anyway. Tinted Lens was something I was completely forgetting that entire time. Yeah, he could not actually knock me out. After sleep, because he needed to actually, start setting up again. He can't just, raw Terra Blast into whatever comes in. I mean, he could, but like, I'm not really scared at that point. I do have some speed, depending on if he's 0 speed. Toxtricity. Yeah, it was a mistake. It worked out. We got lucky, and honestly, just Ho-Oh looks like a monster here. Like, it's taking on Zeraora, and of course Magearna, one of the scariest Pokemon of the game, and Serena, who I think is quite overrated, to be honest. Obviously, elite. It's not highly rated, but I always think it's over tiered. Yeah, GG's. And if we're going to take it all this year, I think we're going to have to play a little better than this. It's just, an annoying thing to say after a 5-0. I've said it a few times this season already, but I'm very much a perfectionist. And our opponent is a good player, by the way. Not his best showing. So, yeah, he definitely had the ability to be a threat this season, but kind of fell apart down the stretch. But that has happened, to many real player, which he is. So, good luck in the future. And hopefully good skill in the future to us. Goodbye.